Jacob, the man who wrestled with God, a story of deception, redemption, and faith. In the grand tapestry of biblical history, few figures stand as boldly as Jacob, a man whose life was marked by ambition, struggle, and divine transformation. From the moment of his birth, he was destined for conflict, yet through every trial he emerged stronger, molded by the hand of God. This is the story of a man who deceived and was deceived, who fought against men and wrestled with God himself. It is a story of redemption, proof that no matter how flawed, we are never beyond God's reach. Born to struggle. Before Jacob ever took his first breath, his destiny had already been written. His mother Rebekah carried twins, but something was unusual. The babies wrestled within her womb as if, even before birth, they were locked in battle. Distressed, she sought the Lord, and his answer was profound. 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples will be separated. One will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. When the time came, the first child emerged, red and covered in thick hair. They named him Esau. But clinging tightly to his brother's heel was the second child, Jacob, the one who would grasp, the one who would strive to take what was not yet his. From the very start, Jacob was a fighter. A birthright for a bowl of stew. As the brothers grew, Esau became a hunter, wild and free, while Jacob stayed close to home, clever and calculating. Their father Isaac favored Esau for his strength, but Rebekah adored Jacob. This division would set the stage for one of history's most shocking betrayals. One evening, Esau came home exhausted and starving. The scent of freshly cooked stew filled the air, and there sat Jacob, stirring a pot of lentils. "Quick, give me some of that red stew. I'm famished," Esau demanded. Jacob, ever the strategist, saw an opportunity. He didn't offer the stew freely. Instead, he leaned in and said, "First, sell me your birthright." Esau, blinded by hunger, scoffed. "What good is a birthright to me if I die of hunger?" And just like that, with a careless oath, he traded away the great blessing that was meant to be his for a single meal. Jacob had won the first battle, but the war was far from over. The great deception. Years later, when Isaac was old and nearly blind, he prepared to pass on his final blessing. He called Esau, instructing him to hunt and prepare a meal, after which he would bestow upon him the blessing of the firstborn. Rebekah overheard this and knew what had to be done. The blessing rightfully belonged to Jacob, at least in her eyes. Quickly, she called Jacob and devised a daring plan. She dressed him in Esau's clothes, covered his smooth skin with goat skin to mimic Esau's hairy arms, and prepared a meal just as Isaac liked it. Then, with his heart pounding, Jacob stepped into his father's tent. "Who are you, my son?" Isaac asked, his frail voice filled with uncertainty. Jacob swallowed hard. "I am Esau, your firstborn." The old man hesitated. The voice sounded like Jacob's, but when he reached out to touch him, the hairy arms convinced him. Finally, Isaac spoke the fateful words, "May God give you heaven's dew and earth's richness. May nations serve you. May those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed." Jacob had done it. He had stolen what Esau had so carelessly given away. Esau's wrath and Jacob's flight. But the victory was short-lived. Moments later, Esau returned. When the truth was revealed, his rage shook the household. Is he not rightly named Jacob? He has deceived me twice. First he took my birthright, and now he has stolen my blessing." Burning with fury, Esau vowed revenge. "The days of mourning for my father are near. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." Terrified, Rebekah urged Jacob to flee, sending him far away to her brother Laban's house in Haran. Jacob had won, but at what cost? He left with the blessing, yet he was alone, an outcast, running for his life. A stairway to heaven. On his journey, as night fell, Jacob lay his head on a stone and drifted into sleep. But this was no ordinary night. In his dream, he saw a great stairway stretching from earth to heaven, with angels ascending and descending, and there, at the top, stood the Lord himself. "I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham and Isaac. I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go." Jacob awoke in awe, realizing that even in his deceit and exile, God had not abandoned him. He named the place Bethel, House of God, and vowed that if the Lord would protect him, he would serve him. For the first time, Jacob was no longer just chasing after blessings. He was beginning to seek the one who gives them. Wrestling with God. Years passed. Jacob worked, married, and built a family. But one day, he knew he had to return home, to face Esau, to face his past. But before he could meet his brother, another battle awaited him. That night, alone by the river, a mysterious figure appeared. Without warning, they wrestled. It was an intense, relentless struggle that lasted till dawn. Every time Jacob was thrown down, he got back up, refusing to surrender. Finally, the stranger touched Jacob's hip, wrenching it from its socket. Pain shot through his body, but still he clung on. "Let me go, for it is daybreak," the man said. But Jacob, through gritted teeth, whispered, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." And then the stranger spoke the words that changed Jacob's destiny forever. "Your name will no longer be Jacob but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome." Jacob had fought all his life against Esau, against Laban, against himself. But this night he fought against God and was forever changed. A legacy of redemption. When Jacob finally met Esau, his brother did not come with swords, but with open arms. They embraced, and in that moment, the years of betrayal melted away. Jacob, once the deceiver, had been transformed. No longer just a man chasing blessings, he was now the father of a nation, Israel. His story is proof that no matter how broken we are, no matter what mistakes we've made, God is always working, shaping us for something greater. Jacob's life was not perfect, but through struggle, he found his true calling. And so can we. What lessons do you take from Jacob's journey? If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, just as God worked in Jacob's life, He is working in yours too. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the latest Bible lessons. Thank you.